the shatter. Let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%.
Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly.
Oh!
And asking.
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
Impact se escucha de abajo gritar campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go, figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting till it's for sure lost. Winnable!
Hello, my friends, and welcome to Contenders Trials North America. We are here in day number 1 to decide who will move on to Contenders proper and who will get sent back down into Open Division. My name is Bull Skunk alongside Chef Billy. We've got a couple of bangers coming at you today. A little bit later on, we're going to see Lunaris taking on the newcomers 200 MS. But first, we've got Uprising Academy taking on Delta Phoenix.
Absolutely. And we're seeing Boston Uprising Academy team coming in from the last season that they competed in Contenders Trials. They ended up taking 3rd. So we saw them fall just a little bit behind Team Doge. And they went 3-2 last time in Contenders Trials. So they're right on the cusp of getting there. And we are seeing them as we want to know, are they going to be able to get over the threshold and get into Contenders proper? And when we're looking at Delta Phoenix, a.k.a. also known as Revival, we are seeing them coming in on a 2-3 from the last time that they were in Contenders Trials. So they took 4th last season, and we're looking at a lot of missing names that we have seen from a couple of their past iterations. We're seeing that, Aspen has been gone now for a couple of rotations here. And also last-minute wire transfer of Fryu going to Angry Titans over in EU Contenders Trials. And they ended up taking a 3-0 win over Young and Beautiful today. So we are seeing that happen. So lots of roster changes for Delta Phoenix. Are they going to be able to gel together in such a short amount of time, especially with that last-minute trade, Bull Skunk?
Yes, indeed. And just to clarify, Revival's still around. They picked up Slepton's roster and their spot. The former roster of Revival broke off, formed this squad, try to make their runs back into Trials. As we look at Uprising Academy's roster on the other side, we're going to have Mikey and False starting us off in the tank role with Wayfast and Tap returning to put the hurt down. But we've got a newcomer here in the support slot with Dredro and then Pizza Demon come in and see if that can be the difference maker, help Uprising Academy make it into Contenders proper for the first time this season.
Yeah, we did see Aztec go back off of loan from WGS Phoenix in the Korean Contenders scene. He was taken back by the team, and he's over there competing once again. So Pizza Demon filling in the flex support role for Uprising Academy. So we're going to see what Pizza Demon brings to the team coming by way of Noble. And that is what we are going to be looking forward to from them. I want to see also what Baxton is going to do on the flex support role for Delta Phoenix. As I mentioned before, having a last-minute roster change and transfer of Fryu going away.
And in case you are new to Trials, this is the gatekeeper right here. Top 2 from each group will make it on into Contenders proper. 3rd and 4th will maintain their spot and get another shot at Trials come November. And then the bottom 2 relegated back to Open Division and have to fight their way up. So this is truly the test here, Billy, to see who deserves to make it on into the big scene.
Absolutely, and we've seen a lot of great action coming out of the Trials scene, especially here in North America. It's a very competitive environment, and we're starting out on one of your and mine favorite maps here in Ilios, and we're going to be on Lighthouse first, so we're going to see what kind of compositions are going to come out here. We've seen a lot of dive coming in. There's some rushdown comps as well, utilizing Sombra and Reaper in the DPS roles. So as we get ready to come out of the gates here, Bullskunk, I'm seeing a little of that show up onto the screen. I like what I'm seeing from Uprising Academy, though. They're going to be using a little bit of Symmetra, maybe to get them out of the gate a little bit faster.
Can Uprising Academy finally punch their way to contenders? Or will Delta Phoenix make their comeback with the new name and the facelift we've seen? Trials in a Contenders has begun. Got a little Reinhardt Zarya out of the gate there for Delta as they make their way out. We're going to have the Reaper Sombra. No big surprise in the DPS role, as that has been a very common staple. Using that Sombra to build that EMP as quick as possible. You got the Reaper there with the dual shotguns to help put the hurt down, and the engagement's going on, and it's Boat finding first blood here today, taking Mikey out of the fight. No more Winston. Means Uprising Academy is not going to have the point presence they need, and Delta Phoenix pick up first capture.
Absolutely, and I'm looking at Tap over here on this Echo. Are already 53% onto their first duplicate. There's going to be options for them to either get a Sombra of their own or perhaps copy out a Reaper. But, you know, we're seeing the difference, the Sombra difference so far. Already Mikey going out and taking out False, getting so low right now. Utilizing the hacks to maximum benefit, 90% to the first EMP. This is going to be a massive fight-changing turn here when they decide to engage with it.
One of, if not the most powerful ultimate in Overwatch right now. That EMP, an absolute game changer. Winning fights with just the one ultimate can be such a big boom. But Bo gets taken down before he has a chance to press Q. What a beautiful shot from Wayfast. This could be just the opening Uprising Academy needs, but they still got to get in the door. There's a Coalescence blocking their way along with the two big beefy tanks. Tap does have that Death Blossom off the duplicate onto the Reaper. Goes in, spinning and shooting. Finds at least one Mikey there. Help pick up a pair. And Uprising Academy will flip this point after a couple of well-timed ultimates.
Absolutely. That was a massive Primal Rage coming in from Mikey, all set up by the duplicate onto Kage's Reaper, and, you know, got the value, got a couple of kills out of that. Now, looking into our next fight, you've got Shatter, you've got Grab. I'm looking for Boat to engage here and really take it to Uprising Academy and maybe just really eco-push this just using the one ultimate.
Way fast, beautiful shot in that last engagement. Just negated the fast charge time Boat had on that EMP. As the speed comes in, Moopy and Infernal just push their way onto the objective. Self-destruct out. The EMP is there, though. Shuts everything down. It's going to deny Falls from getting back in mech. Mikey goes down and then Tap falls to the beam of Zarya. Now we are on the 152 patch. Zarya doesn't do as much damage against armor, but that doesn't help Tap in the slightest, nor Falls once they're out of that mech. Delta Phoenix flipping this point right back over. They just got to hold on for one more fight here, Billy.
Absolutely, you know, and Pizza Demon is landing the anti-nades on the Ana here, but not enough follow-up for them coming in, and Kage has now built up to a...
Got Death Blossom ready to go.
Yes.
He's ready to go in there spinning and shooting. Will the air raid siren sound? No, it's going to be Bob, the big Omnic Butler, used to initiate this fight. Mikey's going to drop a Primal Rage, boosted by that Nano. And going to find himself a pair with a little help from the Omnic Butler. Uprising Academy flipping this point right back over, but they have to be perfect from here on out.
They're going to have to be perfect, and you're going to be looking for Boat to come in. Once they get this next EMP, you're going to be looking for the EMP Death Blossom combo. Liar also has Sound Barrier, so you might be able to use that aggressively. Tap, on the other hand, Duplicate's going to have to be pretty special for them to get anything really valuable out of it. Maybe copying Boat on the Sombra, or doing what they did last time and copying the Reaper of Cage.
You can see just how much trouble Wayfast is giving Delta Phoenix as they're going to go ahead and swap over to the mobile tanks of Winston Diva. Initiate with that EMP, and Mikey goes down early. Tap's going to duplicate into the Sombra of their own, try to counter back, but gets hacked up out of it. Deleted, off the point you go. I believe he got hacked over the water of Greece, falling into an icy death. Now the Death Blossom coming out from Kage just to solidify this point, and Delta Phoenix, after a little bit of cleanup, should take our opening round. Though here comes the stall characters.
Yeah, Mikey on this Wrecking Ball, well, he gets hacked. I mean, that's going to be a dangerous proposition when you're going up against a Sombra.
So
this
tough.
Really is just cleanup now, and there is the first point to Delta Phoenix, and on the back of some serious serious play from Boat and Cage. I really liked what I saw coming out from them, really utilizing the small spaces there of that lighthouse point. Now we're going to head to Ruins, Volskunk, and we might want to see some snipers come out.
It's possible, but it wouldn't surprise me to see the team stick with these brawly comps. You want to get in up close and personal. You could always use the Winston or the D.Va to put a lot of pressure onto a Widowmaker and deny a lot of the value that they bring to this map. So right now, both teams showing us the Sombra and the Reaper. We do have a little bit of a tank change as Delta Phoenix goes back to the Ryan Zarya.
Absolutely, and we saw Tap playing on Echo on the last map, and maybe trying to get the eye level changed of Delta Phoenix, not getting enough out of the duplicates and the damage that was being put out by Echo, but now we're getting the mirror matchup other than the main tank battle. I think Loopy's going to have to really watch out for Boat because Boat is absolutely targeting him with a vengeance right now.
Oh, and Mikey's gone down super low. Is hacked up, cannot jump away. Liar there with the final blow. Way fast. Does pick up one for Uprising Academy as well. Both teams missing a tank. Now False demexed. And I think Uprising Academy just won't have the staying power with none of their tanks present.
And I mean, right now it's a Sombra difference, or 10% ahead for Boat. On the Sombra, also, you've got a lot more staying power if you're playing the Reinhardt right now, and Moopy is just showing us what can be done in this current meta. It's Winston versus Reinhardt. Reinhardt obviously having the better shielding, better mobility for the Winston. I think that right now they're playing so well together that they've got to watch and keep Mikey up at all times.
Yeah, the Winston allows you that high mobility, but it's tough to run into this team when they're all grouped up. Very difficult to find an opening. Now the 4-man EMP. Pizza Demon does get the Coalescence off. A huge play that might be able to save him as the main tanks trade out. It's going to be up to... Oh, Infernal goes down. Backs in very low as well. Pressure coming through for Uprising Academy.
Whoa!
Back to the Phoenix back cage!
Oh.
Odds with the 3-man death blossing, allowing Delta to hold on to this objective.
My goodness, and I thought that Pizza Demon's Coalescence was going to actually keep them up and flip the fight in their favor as Dredro absolutely went in on Moopy and company and started laying waste to them. But Kage got to teleport in, popped the Death Blossom, and just annihilated them. So we're going to be looking to see Dredro possibly going in with an aggressive sound barrier, getting way fast the ability to get in there and pop a Death Blossom up there. Oh,
exactly what happened, and Liar's going to drop theirs in response, but not before Infernal goes down. Cage does respond and take down that Lucio, but you take that Zarya for Lucio trade. Here comes the self-destruct over the top as Mikey throws down the Primal Rage. Is going to throw Moopy into the waters of grace. Take a swim. Hope you can swim with all of that armor on. Cage super low. Doesn't even want that fight with the Winston Uprising Academy getting this point.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a pretty expensive fight if you're looking at terms of ultimates put out there. 3 put out there, both your tank ultimates and the sound barrier. I like the push, though. And now they're going to have a chance to really defend the point. You still got the Death Blossom. Pizza Demon's going to use this as well. That's a 6-man EMP, Volskaya.
Huge. And Dredro had spent that sound barrier. Both supports go down, which means the rest of the team doesn't stand a chance. What a quick and clean team wipe. Delta Phoenix just ran over Uprising Academy like a steamroller. Now they're flattened and forced to come back and take this point with just 6 seconds left.
Absolutely, and Tap does have an EMP available. Cage will not probably be able to get the Death Blossom off, but I mean, if he's snarky enough, he might be able to get around it.
EMP out from Tap, only finds one, but it's priority targeted indeed. Reinhardt goes down, Cage is going to throw the Death Blossom onto the point in response. Didn't quite find any kills, but did a lot of damage. Boat and Infernal right there to clean up. Delta Phoenix looking to take our opening map. Infernal with a big 3K on the back of it, and Delta with a 1-0 lead. Start us off here in Trials.
Absolutely. And looking at the ultimate economy and how they stack their combos together, I think that's the difference between the two teams so far in the first map. I also think that Moopy playing the Reinhardt is giving fits to Mikey right now in the main tank role. Also, Boat, you have to look at what the output they're getting on with the Sombra. You're seeing one side definitely getting the better value out of the EMPs, out of the manual hacks that are going on right now. And that's a 1-0 to Delta Phoenix, Bullskunk. And showing up, showing out. It's clearly in their favor right now. Control always a outlier of these maps. So what I really want to see is how is this game going to progress as we move on?
And the Reinhardt Zarya proved very valuable there on Ruins. Up close and personal geometry of Ruins didn't allow any maneuverability that the Winston Diva bring to the table. They just ran into a bunch of beam damage and the hammer swings. And once you got close, there's either a 6-man EMP, you have 3-man Death Blossom, the ult usage, very, very good from Delta Phoenix in our opening map.
You know, we were kind of talking about this before we came on air. How would the flex support role be filled in such a short amount of time? Baxton right now playing the Moira, absolutely huge with coalescences and keeping the tank line up through some pretty brawly fights. Also looking at Infernal playing the Zarya, a couple of really massive grabs coming out of this player. So I was very impressed with how they gelled and coalesced together. No pun intended. But I think, you know, if you're looking at Uprising Academy, I think that you take a couple good things away from there. You're looking at Dredro and Pizza Demon in the support core. They were actually in the kill feed quite a bit and keeping their team up. I think the Tap has got to get a little bit more sneaky when they bring the Sombra and trying to go for the manual hacks.
I'm also looking at Dredro, the French Lucio player. Is going to have to be a little bit more aware of boat on the Sombra. Make sure that sound barrier comes out. Make sure you avoid that EMP. Get that sound barrier there to save your team. That's going to win you fights. We're keeping a sharp eye on you, Dredro.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to see some of that French flair. I mean, just like their soccer team. I mean, they are characters. So I want to see some of that flair coming out from the French flex support. And when we see it, and once we start seeing the disengage and the canny ability to avoid the range of the EMP, I think that's where Uprising Academy might be able to turn it around. We saw Wayfast get a couple of really good Death Blossom kills of their own. But we just need to see a little bit more consistent damage and a little bit more staying out of the manual hack range of Boat, because Boat was going nuts on the Sombra.
Well, and on Lighthouse in particular, Wayfast on the Ash had a wonderful performance. And you could see it in the swaps. Once Delta Phoenix had to swap over to try to match the tank line, it was very indicative to me that the output of damage from Wayfast and Tap forced a change, and that puts Uprising Academy in the driver's seat, and they need more of that going forward. When we didn't see it again on Ruins, but as we head into map number 2, we are headed to Volskaya. Get your parkas, it's going to get cold.
Yep, and I mean, I'm looking for more of the same. I think that the recent patches that have gone in, I think that we're just looking at this monkey, you know, double bubble. We're looking at Diva.
And this,
especially with the high ground that you can contest here. I mean, if you go up there with an Ash, let's say, you know, you're going to have the defense matrix to keep Ash safe. You'll be able to kite back and forth, you know, where you need to go. I mean, Boat on the Sombra, though, I think that's going to be one of our biggest concerns for UA as we go into this next phase. And it looks like they're going to stay on the attack bull skunk. So Uprising Academy is going to be defending. I like this choice.
It looks like they're showing us some ball Diva out of the gate. Mikey's on the objective. They're going to stick with the Hammond. An interesting choice. Try to pressure down the back line, perhaps. At least cause that disruption. As Wayfast coming out on the Ash. Tap on the Tracer. So a bit of a different look here, especially with the Zenyatta Mercy heal support combo.
You know, and watching some of the VOD reviews of Uprising Academy from their Twitter and from other sources, I saw Dredro play a lot of Mercy, so I'm not shocked to see it. What I am shocked to see is a Zenyatta here. You know, the Discord orbs are going to be huge, you know, amplifying the damage going into it. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. I mean, especially with the lack of mobility, that's going to be really where we're going to see the difference is the Moira Lucio coming out of Delta Phoenix and you're running a Mercy Zenyatta. We'll see. We'll see how it plans out.
It's a little greedy. Discord Orb plus damage boost with onto Wayfast with the Viper. Can make for some quick kills, but they gotta fight him. Wayfast has to land these shots. Not allow Moopy and Boat to close this gap. Of course, the Sombra in this day and age playing a bit more of a frontline presence as opposed to a flanker presence. As I say that, you can see Boat working around the outside, trying to make their way up to the high ground, and here comes the attack. Moopy's gonna jump on in. but gets thwarted back immediately. He is caged. The first to fall. Uprising Academy able to maintain this advantageous high ground and just rain down the shots from above, using Mikey to go in and stall the point, and even knock Infernal into the drink.
Yeah, that was a heck of a grappling hook there, and just slammed into the mech of Infernal, and really didn't have anywhere to go. I'd already invested the boosters into it, but you know, the stabilization's coming out from Uprising Academy, and you know, we kind of doubted the Mercy Zen, but it's holding up so far. Mikey already has the mines available. Nothing much to speak of coming from Delta Phoenix.
Boat just hanging out in the back line, behaving like an airbender. Avoid and evade. Doesn't want to be found, doesn't want to be seen until absolutely necessary. Does mean they're sacrificing a little bit of EMP charge, but with no Sombra on the other side, there's not a huge rush. It's not a race to EMP here, though.
No, it's not, but we're looking at how are they going to aggress. I mean, they've got the speed advantage, obviously. So can they get into a point where they're out of the LOS of Uprising Academy? I mean, you've got 4 ultimates going on into almost 5, and you're going to go ahead and invest this Coalescence with a fervor here and try to get onto the point.
That tap just narrowly got that pulse bomb through the defense matrix. Coalescence coming out from the attackers to try to heal back up, but it was not nearly enough as a massive damage from Tap and Mikey. Once again, solidified this point for Uprising Academy. So far, Delta Phoenix have not found any room to work.
That was a bit more expensive than I think they may have wanted. Also, I think that you could have saved the bot there or the pulse bomb. I mean, the mines, I like the zoning ability of that. I like popping the, I also like popping the Valkyrie there to, you know, they'll flip back and forth as the Moth. But now you're going into Primal Rage, EMP, and Pulse Bomb. I mean, this could be a dynamic point-winning fight here.
Boat's going to be looking for Pizza Demon. The Zenyatta has to avoid this EMP and get that Transcendence off. Boat, once again, now rolling bottom side. Here it comes. The Translocator, the EMP is big. Pizza Demon does get hacked. No Transcendence available. Oh, it finally wears off just in time. As the Transcendence comes out, no kills on the back of that EMP. Perhaps a little missed time from Delta Phoenix, and Moopy goes down. Now the sound barrier out from Liar to try in a desperate attempt to make something happen on point A. But with their Winston out of the fight, I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to get done. Uprising Academy doing a good job of kiting back, regaining this high ground. They do give up 1 tick. Coming back, Tap does have a pulse bomb. Bob almost ready to go. And Delta Phoenix are not resetting. They want in this fight. Demon goes down, but Pulse responds in kind, taking Moira out of the back line. Main source of healing now absent for Delta Phoenix as they look to push on this objective. 14 seconds left, and it's full commit. There's no time to reset now. Billy Wayfast gets 1. Mickey gets 1. And Delta Phoenix falling like dominoes. Looks like 62% is all they are going to find on Volskaya.
Yeah, and Tap absolutely went bonkers there in the last closing moments of the fight, taking out 3 and then taking a little frozen swim after the completion of that round. And also looking at the Eaton Pulse Bomb from Kage, False, gobbling up the Pulse Bomb. I thought they were trying to get into the support core. They were trying to take down Pizza Demon, and the swing that False did to gobble up that Pulse Bomb, I think really turned what they were trying to get out of that fight. So your win condition is set here if you are Uprising Academy, and this is going to be a positive move for them should they be able to take this point and tie our series up, getting closer to maybe getting back or getting into Contenders proper after not getting there so far this season.
Delta Phoenix on the defense. Doesn't look like they're making any changes. Going back to the Ryan Zarya on defense, but DPS supports staying with the tried and true.
We did see Kage play the Tracer last round.
Oh, and, fair. Thank you.
So I want.
That's why we make a good team, Bill.
It's been a long time, too, since we've gotten to do this. But seriously, I mean, Kage bringing this out again, he's going to have to watch out for Tap on this Tracer, because Tap was putting in some serious work and really creating a nuisance of themselves in the back line of Delta Phoenix.
Looks like Uprising Academy rolling with the same thing. Wayfast using the sim to get out of spawn earlier and then going back over to that Ashe. The Mercy was very indicative of that. Primary value, just damage boosting that Ashe. Get those quick kill potentials. We saw how effective it was on the defense. Let's see if Uprising Academy can have similar results, similar success if they go on the attack.
Yeah, and they're going to have this high ground potential much better than what you see coming out of Uprising Academy. So I'm liking the Diva pick coming out from False. You're going to be able to see a lot of the terrain around you and where you can kite in. And Fertile, though, is starting to get the charge up there on the Zarya and might be able to pull some real damage out of this.
Both changing up the tactics a little bit from what we traditionally see. I was talking about how you typically see more of a frontline Sombra. Both going in with the assassin style, finds Pizza Demon early, forcing a reset.
I think that he's got his eye on Pizza Demon. To be fair, I think that that is a target focus because the Discord Orb was doing a lot of work in their attack phase. So I think that they made a concerted effort to really get into him and see what they could do to disrupt his game.
Delta Phoenix spots Uprising Academy, and they're going on the aggressive, chasing them all the way into the garage and all the way back out the arch, finding a pair of kills along the way. 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. So far, Delta Phoenix are immovable off this point.
Absolutely, and when you're looking at the mobility, though, that is one of the biggest things right now that I'm seeing out of Uprising Academy. Mikey is playing a really solid Wrecking Ball right now, and they're not able to really close the kills on him. I don't think that I've seen him go down but once so far in their attack phase. That is a win condition that Uprising has set up for themselves, is maintaining this positive mobility, and you've got 3 ultimates online.
Well, we do have a boat with an EMP on the other side. No transcends available just yet. The early kills, I mean, Pizza Demon's only 2/3 of the way there. Graviton Surge to start things off. EMP not even necessary. As Kage finds the kill, they do eventually throw the EMP onto the point, hack up both of the DPS. Wayfast goes down after recently making that Echo swap. Tap somehow escapes with their lives, but it is a reset coming from Uprising Academy.
Now, what you're going to be looking at here into the next fight, Volskaya, is that we're going to see Wayfast, the high ground potential out of both False and Wayfast, and also, you know, using the Guardian Angel ability from Dredro. We're going to be looking to see if they can aggress into that and take some of that high ground.
An aggressive Transcendence from Pizza Demon to start things off. Sound Barrier in response from the defense, and both teams lose a main healer. Balsers that self-destruct in is going to pick up the other healer, so no more supports left for the defense. Earth Shatter is going to lay Mikey down flat. Will the kills come through? Death Blossom finds Pizza Demon, but Mikey able to escape. Numbers advantage going to Uprising Academy as they push on to this objective. Wayfast finding a pair of kills, and that will tie us up, needing only 60%. Uprising Academy find the win on Volskaya. We've got a match, Billy. This one is going to be a good one.
We've definitely got a match in our hands, and it was the swap over to the Echo that I think that really solidified what they were trying to do there. But I think that Mikey playing the Wrecking Ball and just you never knew where he was going to be at. I think that was one of the biggest reasons why.
Oh hell, we'll return with the streets of Mexico and see who will take the advantage on Dorado when we come back in just a few moments.
Academy, they lay down the shatter, let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%.
Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly.
Oh!
And asking!
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
Impact, se escucha de va a gritar campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go. Figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting till it's for sure lost.
Winnable!
So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh, kill! Let's go.
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played, competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
no way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then two captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord, and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
Well, welcome back, my friends, to Contenders Trials North America. We got Delta Phoenix and Uprising Academy all tied up here in the half. And Billy, I got a little ahead of myself. We're not quite going to Dorado just yet. We'll see that in map number 4. But first, we're headed to Numbani.
Absolutely, and I love Numbani personally. Really, what we saw coming out from UA, that last map, I think that the high ground control that they showed both on their defense and coming out in their attack phase, I think that was the difference that we saw between these two teams. They also saw the one that is the pizza and also a demon on the Zenyatta popping a very aggressive transcendence to really take the space and get onto the point. And Delta Phoenix really didn't have an answer for that. They didn't have an answer for the aerial battle as well. We did see False play the Diva or play the Zarya there. And man, the high ground control and the aerial battles that were coming out from False, False and Wayfast on the Echo, I really thought that Infernal didn't have a chance really to get engaged as much as we thought.
Yeah, Delta Phoenix playing a very aggressive defense. Uprising Academy doing a wonderful job of catching that aggression and sending it right back 2 times over. And that high ground control you speak of with Wayfest on the Ash, I think we might see more of that coming in Numbani. If they can keep that up, they've got a real chance to take a lead.
Now, what we really want to see is Mikey going to continue to play the Reinhardt, or are we going to see the Winston come out, because the cleave damage is so good, especially on first point. Second point is pretty good as well. I think third point, you need to go a little bit more brawly. But I'd like, especially on the first point, to be able to drop down, get your cleave damage, and get back out and really get the ult charge going up for, say, if you have an Ana, once again, which we saw Pizza Demon bring out on Ilios. You could see a Nano Monkey there as far as that. So, I mean, it all depends on how they want to address the problem of the Echo, which we've seen twice now. And man, really.
Echo's so good at burning down those tanks. And I mean, Delta Phoenix sticking with that Reinhardt on defensive Volskaya. I expect to see the Winston coming in Numbani. The high ground control is just so important. I mean, sure, you could push up to the second floor of Hotel on the attack, but I think a Reinhardt's just going to leave you too rooted down for Numbani and allow either the Winston or the Wrecking Ball from Mikey to run all over you. That Wrecking Ball proved very valuable on Volskaya, both on attack and defense. I mean, that just puts a smile on my face. I love the hamster. It's just so fun to watch. A great hamster play is just so fun to watch.
Can we talk about Mikey on the Wrecking Ball real quick while we're
By all
waiting?
means.
I mean, he was elusive. I think that's the best word that I want to use. You know, he got in. He came slamming through town, shooting his guns everywhere, taking care of everybody. And really, I mean, we saw quite a few environmental kills when he used the grappling hook as well. He wasn't really necessarily using pile driver as much. We saw it a couple of times there towards the end. He was more about the mobility and the evasiveness. And then really dropping mines into crowded corridors. I mean, he ended up losing his life the one time that he used the mines, but he took out 3 people with him as well. So the value is definitely being shown by Mikey there, and I love it. I don't know how well it can work on Numbani A, but I think maybe a B and C, you could definitely see the wrecking ball there, as you kind of have to be able to go up and down.
And even playing into the Sombra, Mikey was able to find success. Reminds me of some flavors of Among, where you think the Sombra is going to be the hard counter, and they just put so much pressure on the Sombra, they don't have time to get those hacks off. But we're still waiting for our teams to get ready here. We're going to throw to a quick break, but y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the back half of this match in just a few. All right, welcome back. We are headed into Numbani in this matchup between Uprising Academy and Delta Phoenix. All tied up 1-1. Both these teams looking to start strong here at day one of our Contenders trials. I'm expecting more of that Ash from Uprising Academy. They're going to start us off on the attack once we get into this map.
Indeed, and Delta Phoenix deciding that they wanted to go onto the defense here again. Interesting, but not unexpected. I want to see Cage pull out an Ash of their own,
especially on defense.
Especially on defense, and we saw Pizza Demons. We saw their Ana on Ilios, and I really liked the play that was coming out from them there. I want to see how they use the anti-nades, how much the pokey heals coming from across the cross platforms. Are they going to be able to get in? Are they going to be an effective healer from range? Where are they going to invest in Nano should they decide to bring out the Ana? I really want to see Mikey bring out the Winston here, especially on the attack. I think that being able to get the cleave, being able to get up and down, I want to see how they aggress to this Volskaya, because we saw some pretty good Ash play coming out of Wayfast and Tap also bring out their own Tracer. We could see any number of compositions here. I think that if we do run the Tracer Ash, I think the Dreedro on the Mercy is going to be the linchpin to how far they can progress.
Yeah, going into Numbani for map number 3. We're in a fun spot in the meta. As we're still trying to figure it out. We've kind of got comfortable with the hybrid composition of Winston and Diva with the brawly aspects of Sombra and Reaper, but they've been throwing us some curveballs here today. As we've seen that Ash, we've seen that Echo, we've seen that Wrecking Ball, and man, it's fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch it develop. I'm hoping we get to see more of this variety. I love the creativity coming out of Uprising Academy in particular. Delta Phoenix on their own right, showing us that Reinhardt Zarya. We are on patch 1.521, if I'm remembering correctly. So no more Super Hog here in Contenders Trials.
Absolutely, but I mean, the Hog is still, I think, still a little bit viable. You just have to really make sure that he's tended to, because I mean, you can take a breather all you want, but if a Sombra shows up onto the field, your healers are going to have to be on point to keep him up in the mid fight. So as we're looking at the defense here, you see basically Ryan Zarya with the Reaper and Sombra, so that is going to be quite a spectacle to see coming in here. I love the fact that they're running with a little bit more mobility with Flyer back onto the Lucio. And we do see the Hog come out from Uprising Academy.
No, it was just a slight bait. That was going to surprise the heck out of me. We've got the defense of Delta Phoenix sitting up high, holding a second floor hotel, try to deny that advantageous position to Uprising Academy, who are making some swaps after a little bit of scouting, going over to the Echo Tracer.
Yeah, and we're going to see the Wrecking Ball come out again, too. So how much value is Boat going to be able to get? He's going to have to be able to manually hack Mikey on the ball. Mikey putting in a pretty darn good performance there on Volskaya, absolutely creating havoc in his mobility and getting around.
But the aggressive defense coming through once again. Delta Phoenix charging forward, taking down Pizza Demon on the Ana. Now it's just a Mercy to try to bolster Uprising Academy's attack. Not enough to keep Mikey alive. Gets hacked and faces the dual shotguns of the Edgelord. Down 2. Uprising Academy should probably think about a reset.
Absolutely, and we're looking at Movie here on the Reinhardt, really utilizing his shield and keeping out of the line of sight, watching his shield health not being burned down by Tap so far. So we got to look at it, but there's a bit of a soft reset, and that is a quick turnaround, and they're starting to get the kills in their favor.
2, as a matter of fact, make that 3 as Movie falls. Tanks missing from the defense. Uprising Academy, they're going to claim this point with a beautiful showing of discipline. With the 4 members they had, staying alive, allowing time for Mikey and Pizza Demon to get back in the fight, and then they respond with a wonderful attack, picking up that point.
And it was an anti-nade from Pizza Demon that really set up the fight win and the capturing of point A here. Also, to note, both DPS getting their ultimates at the same time is going to be a huge point here.
They're running into an EMP, which only finds Dorado. Pops the Valve, but not able to fly. Now Tap with the dipset onto the Winston, immediately finds that Primal Rage. Gets the kill on the backside. Oh, with a little help from the Pulse Bomb. No more Coalescence for you. Mine's thrown onto the back around the statue, covering Green Bus, not allowing Delta Phoenix any room to set up.
It was a bit of an expensive fight, though, in both getting the manual hack and the deletion onto Tap. It's going to give them a little bit of room to kite and maybe resettle themselves here on the defense. But I mean, look at Tap getting aggressive, getting in the air with the damage boost coming out of Dorado. And I mean, the corner is theirs. This is going to be a heck of a recontest should Delta Phoenix be able to get in a position and get behind them.
A real opportunity for Delta Phoenix to take some time off the clock. Second point is usually one you're pretty much going to give it up at some point, but if you can cut Uprising Academy's time down before they manage to push on to point C, it's a victory for the defense. But Infernal's going to get taken out of that mech thanks to the focusing being from Tap. Movie's trying to respond as the sound barrier comes through from a Liar. Pulse Bomb Alex is going to take down False, so Diva's missing from both sides. Movie trying to control those skies, put the pressure down on the Tap. Tap is literal one. Movie's going to drop that Primal, but suddenly lost track of the targets. Tap was able to evade and find some health. but it's Cage on the front line, finding a pair of kills. Way Fast responds with a pair of kills of their own. Both teams missing reinforcements, but the defense looking to stabilize. I say that! Tap! Lands the sticky bombs on to Moopy. Cage follows with a beautiful shot from Yada, and that's point B kicked up.
I mean, it's soft resets once again, Volskaya, that's really giving them the discipline and being able to get back into the fight faster than what you're seeing coming out of Delta Phoenix right now. Boat is going to have a massive EMP to stop the charge that's coming out of Uprising Academy right now, Volskaya. This is a bit of a dire straits situation if you are Delta Phoenix.
This EMP finds two, and this time Retro goes down, cannot survive. False. Was active there for a minute, but Tap dropped the duplicate once again, and the Primal Rage in the back does not quite find the kills, but is able to isolate a pair of members of the defense and allowed the front line to pick up a kill. Tap does eventually fall, but Way Fast responds. Great pulse bomb. Removes Baxton from the fight, who is holding that coalescence. Now there's mines everywhere, Billy. Mikey's able to pick up that kill on a Moopy, and the mines find Cage.
What a zoning set of mines that you just saw there coming out of Mikey. And once again, we're seeing that the mobility kills. Mobility. Baxton is going to have to really save this coalescence for a good usage, as we do see Pulse coming up on the self-destruct, but Cage does take down the main tank, and there's the DMEC. This is going to be a matter of cleanup.
Yeah, Baxton finally able to get that coalescence out and puts it to great use. Cage on the front line with the machine pistols, picking up 3 kills before all was said and done. Delta Phoenix able to plant their feet and thwart the momentum that Uprising Academy had built.
And I mean, we're still sub 3 minutes here, and you're seeing the sound barrier and the EMP available to the defense, so he's gonna have to watch out and really make great use of this EMP. Diva Bob almost ready to go, Volskaya. That's gonna be an initiation for them.
Bo drops the EMP, finds 2. False, not able to escape, not able to defend the Matrix, and immediately removed from their mech. Now the pressure coming through, and the pilot Diva goes down. Mikey hacked up, and a wrecking ball with that skull over their head. I mean, you're just a rolling ult battery. Both tanks now absent for Uprising Academy. Tap throws down the Primal Rage, trying to muscle this thing in, quite literally. With the pulse bomb coming out, it's going to take Baxton out of the fight. Delta Phoenix looking to hang on, throwing out the self-destruct zone off Tap. Way Fast force back, but Uprising Academy keeping the pressure on, and the self-destruct from the other side finds a pair, including Moopy. Not able to get that bubble up in time. Baxton's going to throw a coalescence over the objective to try to fend off this aggression, but Boat goes down. 71% to EMP. We're not going to see that one here. Cage tries to stall out just a little bit longer, buys just enough time for Moopy to be back on the point, but Moopy doesn't last. Moopy goes down. Now it's Cage's turn to tag in, try to touch. And Delta Phoenix bought a little bit of time, but in the end, Uprising Academy push it home. $129 in the time bank.
I mean, that's a heck of a push considering what kind of ultimates they were going into. But there was a never say die attitude. Once it got to about 5 meters, Bullskunk, it was all pressing in. And I mean, even with the stall characters coming out, there was nothing they could do to stop the forward momentum of Uprising Academy. And that's a heck of a time bank if you're looking at from how they kind of struggled in the first part of point A. B was a bit of a wipe, if we have to be honest with each other. But boy,
that's kind of normal for point B.
Normal. But I mean, Delta Phoenix really set their feet on point C, and
they did.
I thought that they had a window of opportunity there to really turn it around and maybe get a little bit more time off there. I mean, they did end up getting another additional 30 seconds off the clock with the stall character, so not a bad performance there. So now we're going to see what are they going to do coming out on the offense.
I mean, Mikey and False going down. I could just hear a tap in my head going, winnable! Winnable! As they turned into that Winston and just starts battering the defense off a cart. Love the pressure. Love the unending aggression. Now, we'll see if that continues. Uprising Academy bringing the same comp on defense. Tap sticking with this Echo. We haven't seen a whole lot of Echo in recent memory, but don't let that fool you into thinking that she's not an awesome hero. Echo, absolutely powerful, especially against that tank block.
Indeed, and it's also the mobility. Once again, it's mobility. It's the ability to get out of danger, to kite away from the pressure, and also the focusing beam and sticking bombs. I mean, those are two of the most impactful weapons right now, I think, in Overwatch, and it's not utilized nearly enough.
We're going to get the double flankers on the attack. Cage pulling out the Tracer, Boat sticking with the Sombra. Tanks going in early, and Delta Phoenix have managed to work their way around to the back. They haven't found any picks yet, but they've got himself in a wonderful position, and I believe that was the goal. They got to watch out. Wayfast is just stalking them in the back, but Delta Phoenix too fast. They're going to circle all the way back around to the other high ground. A very interesting rotations. I feel like they've just given up on that positioning that they spent all that time to find, and they lose Infertile along the way.
I also think that they lost track of Pizza Demon on the Ana. I know I lost track of them, and the Pulse Bomb coming out from Wayfast doesn't catch anybody. That's okay. It's just more giving the pressure once again and keeping Delta Phoenix out of the attack phase there and really forcing them to hard reset and come at it again.
Delta Phoenix was just taking a tour of point A. They didn't really want it. They just wanted to look at it through the windows. Wayfast kind of threw out that Pulse Bomb, but it built so fast. Wayfast will get it back with a quickness, not to say fast too many times in this sentence.
Good lord.
Tap coming up on a duplicate nano boost available for the defense to boot. Bo needs to get this EMP up. That's going to be the win condition for Delta Phoenix as they push in on the objective. Mikey grabs that nano boost. It goes in for maximum shock value. Now pulls out the Primal Rage on the coalescing Baxen, booping them all around the room, finding every corner, and somehow Baxen able to fade away and get out of that harm's way. But the front line, not so lucky. Cage wreaking havoc on the remaining members of Delta Phoenix.
You know, and we saw Boat get
Uprising Academy, excuse me.
We saw Boat get a couple of crucial picks there. In the mid-fight, now they both have DPS ultimates online. Lyre might be able to use this sound barrier to really aggress into the tank line of Uprising Academy because they don't have the Primal Rage to really defend and be able to have the staying power.
Big EMP is going to find two. Tap does manage to get the duplicate off onto the Winston once again. DMAC onto False, but there's two Winstons on the field you got to worry about, Delta. As Tap just keeping them all cornered up inside the shot. Mikey's able to come in, put the final blow down. Missing their Somber and their Moira. Self-destruct thrown out to try to battle back into this fight. False was able to drop their own self-destruct just to stay in mech. Uprising Academy fighting tooth and nail to hold on here on point B. We talk about point B being a wipe. Uprising Academy, they want to fight for every second. They're not giving up an inch here, Billy.
No, absolutely not. You know, I mean, they've got so much going on here. False getting
Cage!
Hack, huge!
But Cage has other plans, fighting both supports. A lot of damage in with a nice melee to take out False. Cage taking matters into their own hands to keep this card rolling.
You know, and it really started with the Primal Rage coming out of Moopy there, and just finding the space, throwing him back into the damage where they were trying to kite away from it. And, I mean, that's just some serious coordination coming out from Delta Phoenix right now.
You know, when you're on the defense, you're always worried about that Sombra, but you cannot forget about Cage on this Tracer. So far, putting up an outstanding performance on Delta Phoenix's attack. Here comes that EMP. This one finding both DPS as well as the tanks. Mikey, I believe, with a little bit of a manual hack to round that one out, but the hack fades away. Primal Rage comes out, immediately finds the kill onto Cage. The hard carry Tracer now absent. Moopy's gonna fall. Uprising Academy putting the brakes on this objective with just 1.25 meters left to go.
Yep, and there's the hard reset coming from them. I like this call right now, even though Bo was trying to farm up a little bit more EMP progress, however, found out by the Diva, and you usually win that unless you get the manual hack in onto it. Looking at the defense right now, though, you've got the duplicate available to tap. Also, self-destruct is going to be coming online very quickly, and I mean, if you get the placement of it just right, you may be able to catch a couple of the supports out.
That would be ideal. You can see the news ticker with warning about the global hacking spree, and apparently Uprising Academy got the memo. Boat taken down, not able to build up any more towards that EMP. And I'm kind of surprised that Tap is now making the duplicate over to the Somber and is going to drop an EMP of their own. That's going to find 3. It's Wayfast able to get the final blow onto Baxen. But as I was starting to say, I don't feel like Boat's EMP have been super impactful. You look at the composition of Uprising Academy, and I don't see a whole lot to counter it, but their positioning has been wonderful and not allowing that EMP to get as big a fight-winning impact as we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I think Mikey right now is doing a great job of sensing where the Sombra is going to pop their head up and getting the tickle damage in onto them to deny the hack. There's an Eaton Pulse Bomb from False, though. That's going to help your cause, too, if you were the defense.
Good start. So now the EMP, Primal Rage, Self-Destruct, all thrown in the mix. EMP found 2 this time, and Mikey's going to fall 99% to Primal Rage. That feels bad if you're a Winston player, and we've all been there. Now Movie's going to jump down on the Pizza Demon. Ana gone, deleted back, and spawn you go. Both tanks of Delta Phoenix super low here, but it's Mikey. The absence of that Winston will allow for Delta Phoenix to pick up a little space. All the while, there's only 30 seconds left on this point, and the D.Va and the supports are holding this thing down. Tap in the skies is able to fill the gap missing from Mikey's absence. And it's back to spawn with Delta Phoenix and only 14 seconds to get back.
I mean, Volskaya, I don't know if you realize, but that was actually Tap in the D.Va duplicate, getting 2 self-destructs in the duplicate time. So we really saw the value come out from Tap there. I think that's the difference of this map right now, is that Tap is absolutely going off.
Yeah, be it the Winston duplicates, the Sombra duplicates, or the D.Va, as we just saw there, they've all found wonderful value, picking the perfect target at the perfect time. Speaking of, Mikey's able to find Boat, who was 93% this time to EMP. They're just denying the Sombra any room to work. Tap with the pair of kills on the back of this. Uprising Academy in a great position to take the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's just clean up from here. And like I said before, they denied Boat's ability to get the massive EMPs that we saw in the previous map. They were absolutely shutting down Boat. Also, Tap on this Echo brings a smile to my face, Bull Skunk, because you're seeing the mobility, you're seeing the really precise placement of the sticky bombs, and you're also seeing some wonderful duplicates coming out from them. Oh my goodness. The double D.Va self-destruct, Bull Skunk, in the defense there. I mean, how do you defend against that? You throw down one Winston bubble, that's only 600 HP. It's going to be gone, and then they get it almost instantly again, and I mean, it just completely zones out the point, and they just were able to recoalesce back onto the point. The healers were there, get everybody top back off, and that spelled the end of the push coming from Delta Phoenix.
And I mean, even earlier on, we saw the D.Va go down from Uprising Academy, and Tap just duplicates another Winston. And so there's 2 Winstons on the field. You've got one Primal inside the shop, just at the first corner of point B, while the other Winston is holding down the card itself. The duplicates have been outstanding. Just a remarkable thing to see. I love some great Echo play.
I know we played many an hour with you on Echo in our own personal games, and I know how much you love the winged hero. And that's the other thing, is that the mobility and the ability to take the high ground. I think that's something that UA did so much. Once again, dominating from the sky or the high ground. Delta Phoenix just not able to match what they are bringing in terms of that high ground obsession.
It does look like we are going to get a sub as we head into Dorado for reals this time. As Squid coming in to the match, and it's going to be Infernal going over to the bench. We'll see if this DPS swap could be the ticket to send us to a map 5 of Uprising Academy, start Trials week strong, and take the victory as they are match point heading into map 4.
It's going to be a good map differential. Should they be able to take Dorado here? I mean, they'll be on a +2. That's a great start.
A great start indeed. And another map with plenty of high ground for them to utilize the Echo, the Ash, or even get those angles with the Tracer.
Absolutely. And, looking at the team sheets as we saw it before we came on the air, Squid likes to play Genji a lot. So are we going to see the Cyber Ninja come out? That's something that I want to have answered for myself, because I love some Genji play. So do you. I don't know how well it will work in this meta, but we will see, because anything is possible. Right now in our meta is such in the air, you might be able to get some value out of it.
Perhaps. The Genji is just so weak to Genji and, to Winston. Genji's weak to Genji. You don't want to see the club match. No, forgive me. But there's a lot of counters out there against Genji right now, and once the damage got reverted back, despite still maintaining the excellent spread on the alt fire, Genji's still in a bit of a rough spot. Delta Phoenix starting us off on the defense. Looks like Squid's going to pick up the Macer of Tracer.
And I like the Ash pick too. I like the Ash pick. You've got the high ground. I mean, especially with a damage boost coming out of Liar, that's going to be a lot of spam damage coming in with TNT, and using the gun down sights from the Viper. You know, you'll be able to get a lot of damage and get working towards that first Bob.
Uprising Academy, you're rolling out with this? They're pulling out the Orisa Roadhog, going classic style. Now, the Orisa has not received the rate of fire, or at least the projectile speed buff yet. And this is a little bit more what I was expecting. Over to the Wrecking Ball Diva they go. Pizza Demon onto that Zenyatta. Tap once again sticking with the Echo. But you got to be careful of Cage's Ash this time around. He puts in a bunch of shots. Back's able to get the final blow onto Wayfast. Tap somehow finds safety. Mikey trying to loop around back, but is discorded and immediately thwarted away. And this high ground defense so far working out. Rotation comes through from Delta Phoenix to hold Fountain.
I mean, you're using Squid on the low ground to be the nuisance that everybody knows Tracer to be. And then you've got Kage or Cage up on the top or on the high ground, just laying in damage with the Viper and the Dynamite. And so far, it's really working in their advantage. However, I think that they're going to give up the archway here and get into the back and really decide to put their feet down here and get into it.
Mikey going directly for that back line. Puts a big pile driver onto the supports. Meanwhile, Cage falls to tap in that pressure from the skies. And now the defense reeling. They're forced to use that bubble just to cover their escape, but Liar does not manage to find safety. Moopy and Infernal both full. Uprising Academy putting a point on the board with a hefty time bank.
My goodness, and Pizza Demon swapped to the Zenyatta about a third of the way through the first attack there, and has almost matched Baxen on the Zenyatta, getting some nasty right clicks in onto into the defense. And man, that is some serious pressure being put out by Uprising Academy. You're looking at ultimates on the side of Uprising Academy. You've got the duplicate. Where are they going to go with that? I think Diva would be a classic pick here. Getting a quick self-destruct before Infernal can get theirs. I think that's going to be an initiation point for them.
The Winston would be an excellent choice as well. Either way, we've seen Tap perform excellent with these heroes. It is going to be the Winston chose the duplicate, putting some pressure down onto Cage, who cannot survive. That little help from Wayfast with the final blow. Get a look at Pizza Demon here in the back line, just chasing away any attempts to penetrate the supports. This Zenyatta, I mean, he just cannot be stopped. Pizza Demon. He's a demon for sure, living up to the name. Well, you know, he's a pizza who is a demon.
I'm just wondering what flavor. First of all, being the chef that I am, I need to know what flavor Pizza Demon's pizza is. But, you know, looking at what we're coming into right now, you've got a bevy of ultimates ready to go. But look at Mikey once again getting into the background, and there's a self-destruct coming from Pulse. That's huge.
Initiated by that pile driver. That was a great combo, able to pick off Liar. No more res. But Bob from the front line is able to help find a pair of kills. And despite that great opening, we're going to get a reset from Uprising Academy.
Absolutely, and I think that Bob was absolutely instrumental in keeping them in the fight. Baxen really didn't have a good transcendence there. So I think that, you know, maybe the value out of that was lost. I think you hold that in your pocket. Since you did lose somebody with the self-destruct coming out from False, Wayfast, I want to see where they go with this Pulse Bomb. Are they going to focus on Baxen, or are they going to try and get the combo with Liar? But the Valkyrie being popped, not an option.
No, the Pizza Demon goes down as well. But he's going to go ahead and throw in that Primal Rage self-destruct over the top. Just kind of forcing Uprising Academy to go take cover under the low ground. That does give Delta Phoenix a little bit of positional control. They can choose to drop down and engage at their leisure. Uprising Academy going to wait for those members to return. A little bit of a soft reset.
No, I think that they really try to do a dry run there as well, not committing anything into that fight. And look at what is coming up online for them. You've got both the DPS ultimates. You've got Mines again, which we have seen Mikey use to absolute chef's kiss perfection.
Into the back. It's Tap over the top with the focusing beam. Find in the final blows. Gets the third onto Moopy. Half of the defense gone. And Uprising Academy will just waltz into the power plant. They'll have a pretty good time bank to boot.
I don't know if they're going to be able to contest before they take the second point, and they do not know. So you do have Transcendence if you're the defense right now. That's going to be able to keep you up in the mid-fight and maybe be able to let Delta Phoenix really set their feet here, which they haven't really been able to do since the Archway back on point 1, Volskaya.
Yeah, Squid making the swap over to the Tracer, and Cage picking up the Tracer, excuse me, over to the Sombra, and Cage picking up the Tracer. Tap's going to duplicate onto that Sombra immediately. See if they can find enough damage to get this EMP out in time. Self-destruct out into the small room on the right-hand side, just buying a little bit of space for Uprising Academy to work. Baxton goes down once that Transcendence is gone. Moopy very low and falls as there was no reinforcements. The entirety of Delta Phoenix looking a little worse for wear. Cage does manage to get the nice blink 180 and take Wayfast out of the fight. Infernal's going to find a pair before eventually going down, but I believe it might have been enough to hold on for the meantime.
Indeed, and Squid is getting some nice manual hacks onto the members of Uprising Academy and has really started to stall the forward momentum that Uprising has come through. I mean, it looks like a train, a freight train at some points, Bullskunk, but I think that they finally found a combination that's going to be able to slow down what Uprising is doing, especially with Squid on this Sombra. We need to see where the EMP is going to go. How many are they going to be able to track out? But high ground control, once again, they're contesting up on the high ground, Bullskunk. This is going to spell a little bit of danger for them.
Well, and once again, I think Uprising Academy is looking to get some ults out. They've made 3 swaps, so putting themselves behind that ult economy, and indeed they will get the Primal Rage from Delta Phoenix, but not sure that much else needed to push this attack back. And now with the $130 on the clock, Tap is really going to have to work hard to build this EMP. It'll be their win condition to push this thing home.
Absolutely. I mean, False will have self-destruct coming up very soon. So will you wait for that wombo combo? Are you going to wait for the EMP self-destruct, or are you going to go ahead and get that self-destruct in there? Try to force out the sound barrier from Liar. And also, we're looking at Squid. Squid has the EMP online, so all that could be moot and null and void, depending on how they deploy it.
Especially with Dorado only halfway to that sound barrier. EMP just finds Mikey. The excellent positioning once again, though the Winston does go down. Very difficult to push in with this composition. You don't have those bubbles. You don't have that frontline presence. Coalescence used to try to bounce back and Moopy falls. Both teams now missing their scientist. Coalescence in response from the other side. Manual hack onto Tap, who did manage to build up that EMP in the last 60 seconds. It's ready to go, and the pressure is still on. Once again, Uprising Academy lose members first, but they have the last laugh in that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be EMP versus whether or not Liar can stay out of range of the EMP and get that sound barrier so they can stick their feet back onto the point. I mean, you might be able to see Moopy build up to a Primal Rage should they be able to get there.
Tap Biden in the back. Here comes the EMP and finds 3, but Liar does get the sound barrier out. Wayfast Death Blossom will remove the counterpart Raper, and Infernal ends up running into those pair of shotguns. But despite the excellent sound barrier, it's not enough to thwart the attack, and Uprising Academy push it in with 0.9 seconds left on the clock.
That may end up being huge, Bullskunk. That may end up being extremely huge in the grand scheme of things. I thought that Liar's sound barrier was going to be a lot more impactful, but the pressure being pushed in by Mikey and Wayfast, they didn't really have a chance there. It was just so much forward pressure, and I mean, looking at Pizza Demon and Dorado, they really kept the tank and the DPS lineup in the middle of that last fight, and it was so huge.
I couldn't agree more. And wonderful swaps from all of the above. Uprising Academy making that change, knowing they didn't have the high ground and the aerial space to work with once they got inside the power plant. So they make the swamp into the hybrid brawl and just control the pace from there. And I love their tenacity. And we've seen it time and time again throughout this series. Uprising Academy will lose members early in the fight, but they keep the pressure on. It's that always winnable mentality. And I can't help but feel that the performance from Tap is a big part of that.
It's a huge part of that. I mean, first you saw him come out with the Echo. The duplicates, once again, absolutely fantastic. Mwah. Since I'm a chef, I'm giving you the chef's kiss there. And then also looking at Pizza Demon, the Zenyatta pick, absolutely huge. I mean, we saw the Transcendence come out. We saw the Discord orbs being followed up on. We saw him go ahead and just taking heads with the orbs himself. So man, I mean, Tap and Pizza Demon really putting the team on their back there through the streets of Dorado. And I mean, they got it. They got all 3 points. 0.9 minutes or 0.9 seconds on the clock, but it's still not in overtime. So we'll see what is going to come out from Delta Phoenix as we go into their attack phase. I think that they've really got to come together. Squid was putting in a pretty good performance, though, Bull Skunk. We saw the Tracer. We also saw a pretty good Somber come out from him as well.
You know, speaking of Pizza Demon, you know, I'm thinking Hawaiian would be, you know, that's kind of a demon pizza. You know, I'm not sure which side of the fence you fall on the pineapple on pizza. Great debate. I mean, we had pertinent questions posed during our halftime. You know, is Pizza Demon a pizza who is also a demon? Is it a demon who just really loves pizza? No, I'm telling you, it's a Hawaiian pizza with horns on it. That's the answer right there. Uprising Academy going on the defense. Segue 10 out of 10. As we're going to have Winston and Diva back to the Sombra and the Reaper. The Uprising Academy look to hold.
First of all, pineapple on pizza, no. Pineapple is disgusting. Second of all, I love this. I love the composition coming out from Uprising Academy on the defense here. We saw what Tap can do on the Sombra. We see what Pizza Diva can do in the flex support role. And bringing the Moira out here is going to be a lot of sustain for them. So how are they going to be able to counter that if you are Delta Phoenix and going extremely brawly with the Ryan Zarya here? I like the call. I want to see what Infernal does as far as the bubble management and how they get their charge up.
That was a clever little play to start things off, going out with the Orisa Hog, looking for that just initial pull. They had a Hanzo available as well. It didn't quite work, but I liked what they were thinking. It showed some great coordination. Unfortunately, the next engagement not looking quite so good for Delta Phoenix, losing Infernal along the way. Only able to build up 9% towards that opening Graviton surge. Uprising Academy taking up residence around the fountain, push back this second engagement.
It's going to be main tank versus Sombras. I think that's where we're going to see our battles coming in here, Bull Skunk, as we see Squid getting the better results right now. But that's an early hacked out Coalescence, and down you go, Pizza Demon. This is a huge push coming in.
Speaking of down you go, that's a massive shatter from Moopy. There was no bubble. There was nothing there to block the onslaught. And Delta Phoenix just find the opening they need to lay down the hammer and lay down the deaths.
I mean, that was a fantastic shatter, Bull Skunk, and it gets them point A basically for free. Man, that is a huge amount of just economy there for Delta Phoenix. And maybe this is going to be the turning point. Maybe just that one shatter is going to lift them up and start the progress through the streets of Dorado. Maybe it's going to lift them up and get them going back and then going, winnable!
Both the MPs online, ready to go. Liar, Sound Barrier just now coming online. Dredro not far behind. So it's going to be a little bit of battle of the EMPs versus the Lucios. We'll see who pulls the trigger first. It is going to be Uprising Academy. Whoa. And now the response. Both are huge and both sound barriers come out. Wonderful positioning from our Lucios. What's going to be the difference maker now? Baxton throws down the Coalescence. Cage going around to the back, trying to find something, but way fast all over it. Not allowing Cage to get into the back line. Mikey's Primal Rage will pick up one as well, and now you just see him punishing Moopy. Was not able to find any reprieve from the Winston.
I mean, we saw the dueling EMPs countered out by excellent sound barriers from both Dredro and Liar. And I thought there was going to be a little bit more of a contest there, but it's the mobility, once again, that I've been speaking of all night. Mikey and False pursuing kills as Delta Phoenix tried to kite away from the damage, and Mikey and False just said, nah, you're mine.
Gets bubble down with the death to Lawsome, but the speed from Liar able to get Delta Phoenix out of trouble, and then Cage responds with a pair of kills. Squid able to pick up one. And despite the coordinated attack, Delta Phoenix catches the aggression perfectly. And they're going to keep this cart rolling through Streets phase.
It was a massive Graviton surge coming out of Infernal there. I mean, just waiting for False to use up the defense matrix there, and then just shot it into the ground and picked up 4. That's a fight win if I've ever seen one. Clean as you like, Volskaya, going into the last part of B phase here. Kage does have the Death Blossom available. Baxton's going to be able to keep him up with the Coalescence.
Squid had gotten quite a bit of lead on the EMP, but Tap now catching up. Manual hack on to Mikey, who's done such a good job of leading the charge for this Uprising defense. Uprising content to sit on the high ground, drops the EMP down. That's going to find two. Cage throwing down the Death Blossom in return, but way fast picks him out. Dorado just fall just before getting that sound barrier, and the Coalescence out from Delta Phoenix. They look to try to push on. They've got an EMP of their own. That one's going to find a pair. Both tanks, as a matter of fact. Now the Coalescence out from the defense to try to keep those tanks alive. Sound barrier used aggressively as well as an Earth Shatter. Found a couple, but the kill's not there. No follow-up as Moopy falls, trying to press the attack after that Earth Shatter. And Uprising Academy hold on the back of point B with 2 minutes left in the clock.
I mean, that's a heck of a hold there. Should they be able to stay? But that Squid is going to come down there. Mikey pursuing and making sure that that was absolutely captured there. And the defense stabilizes here, and you've got Primal Rage. You've got the self-destruct available from Fall, so that's going to be able to zone people out. Mikey, should he get down super low, he's going to be able to pop that Primal Rage and keep himself up in the mid-fight. You're looking for Tap and Wayfast to get a little bit of a wombo combo here. I am looking for Tap to get a massive EMP and then Wayfast just to drop in on a dime. And Hurricane Warning Siren should be going.
Love this rotation. Delta Phoenix going all the way through the courthouse to deny Uprising Academy their high ground. But Uprising Academy, they equal back. They just rotate around to the opposing high ground and now are sitting up on this balcony, throwing damage down. False is in to contest the point while Mikey drops the Primal Rage into the back line. He's able to pick up one. Oh, and Dorado getting the final blow on the Cage. Getting that Reaper onto the supports Uprising Academy was the big play. Dorado having none of it, as Lucio sends the Reaper back to spawn, and following them, the rest of Delta Phoenix.
My goodness, and Tap did finally get that EMP online, but the damage was already done, and his teammates absolutely cleaning up the point. So now you have the EMP Death Blossom available if you need it. You've got Dredro's Sound Barrier available to defend against Squid's upcoming EMP. How are they going to combo this out? Will Infernal be able to get the Graviton Surge online and do what they did earlier in this point? But I mean, they're really digging their feet in here.
Delta Phoenix has an uphill battle, and they've got one last chance at this thing. Uprising Academy on match point. If they can hold here with their plethora of ultimates, they will take an opening day victory in Trials. Look back around once again from the other side. EMP out from the defense is going to find three. Wayfast drops that Death Blossom, and Dorado using an aggressive sound barrier. They want to take this thing down. Infernal drops. No! Graviton Surge available. Overtime Wick starting to burn. Coalescence out from Baxton. Delta Phoenix does not want it to end here. They want to push this thing into the power plant and give themselves another chance. Earth Shatter out. Only finds one. Can they get the kill on the Pizza Demon? No! An excellent fade. Narrowly avoids the pin. The health bars of the tanks oh so low. False is going to get taken out of mech. Mikey with just a sliver of health themselves, and Cage in there with the dual shotguns.
Infernal
does finally come out, eliminates those tanks, and will buy another life for Delta Phoenix.
Oh my gosh, how did he get back to the fight? I didn't see the kite come back from Liar, but I guess Liar's fed him in there and just pressing Q there. And getting 4, that is a huge series-saving ultimate coming out of Infernal Volskaya. That is as close to the skin of your teeth as you like.
Now the ult economy is still favoring Uprising Academy. They're able to build up another primal, both DPS ults online, and once again Delta Phoenix facing an uphill battle.
Indeed, and you've got Tap coming up onto another EMP, so that's going to be able to stop some progress here and really set their feet. There's a manual hack on the pulse, so there's no DM available. That's going to be a lot of damage negation taken out.
Mikey drops the Primal Rage and said, nope, I don't want that fight with the Reaper. I want to go attack your backline, but there's an Infernal just ready to greet. And Mikey finding minimal value from the Primal Rage. Wayfast manually hacked, both DPS ults are ready to go. One good combo can end this thing. And there's the EMP, 5 and 3. Wayfast drops down, takes Infernal out of the fight. No more bubbles, no Death Blossom needed just yet. Movie's gonna throw down the hammer and the EMP, but way fast right there. The sound barrier to keep the team alive. Way fast, putting the hurt onto the attacking Delta Phoenix. Cage cannot survive their Death Blossom not having the same amount of value. Moopy goes down. You can hear the dramatic music come through. Uprising Academy have done it. They will take the series 3-1 with the victory on Dorado. Woo, what an excellent series. Uprising Academy starting the week off strong, Billy.
I mean, just the fact that it was so close there in the very last points. I mean, it was an uphill battle for Delta Phoenix, but man, Uprising Academy looking super strong. Tap on the Sombra and the Echo tonight. Got to be my MVP for the series.
I can't argue that whatsoever, especially with the Echo play. Astounding duplicates, just the perfect character at the perfect time, every step of the way with the Echo. The Sombra on point, just hitting the priority hacks needed, landing some solid EMPs. No big 6-man EMPs, but they're able to get the tanks hacked up for the most part and get the front line deleted. After losing control, this series was all Uprising Academy.
Indeed. I mean, it was just the never say die attitude, Bullskunk. And I think that they've come into this season of Contenders with a chip on their shoulder and maybe being able to get into Contenders proper. And that's a great way to start. Taking the series 3-1. That's a good map differential to start off with as well. So, how are they going to progress through the rest of Contenders? You're going to have to find out and check them out in their next stream.
As the only Academy team left in North America and not making it into Contenders proper for the entirety of Season 2, I really think Uprising Academy has something to prove, and they're here to show us what they're truly made of. Maybe we haven't seen them in their best form. Maybe the best is still to come for Uprising Academy. I look forward to seeing them more this week. But we're not done here today. We've got another fantastic matchup coming at you. Lunaris going up against the newcomers 200 MS. Oh, man, I am very excited to see the first all-Korean roster in NA Contenders, at least to my recollection. This is going to be a good one. I'm really looking forward to it. Y'all don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere.
They lay down the shatter, let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%.
Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly.
Oh!
And asking!
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
Impact, se escucha de baja gritar campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go. Figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting until it's for sure lost.
Winnable!
Oh, we got a special treat for you here, my friends. Before we get into our next match, we got an interview here with the Israeli DPS Wayfast. Congratulations on your W, my friend.
Hi, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. So Numbani seemed to be a real turning point for the series. Y'all seemed to really find your stride, put the hurt down, and that was a very exciting finish on your attack round in particular. Both tanks going down, keep the pressure on, staying in the fight. How were the comms? What was it like there at the end of on your attack phase?
Honestly, the comms are just really chaotic. Everyone's screaming targets, and I don't know, everyone popped off, and we just did it.
You certainly did. You did it with style, my friend. And was the Echo always part of the plan? It's we haven't seen a whole lot of Echo in competitive Overwatch in recent memory. Y'all bringing out the newest hero and putting her to great use. How did that fit into your overall strategy?
Yeah, Echo's really strong right now, but also I think because we noticed this team likes to play a lot of Ryan Zarya, Echo is even stronger against Ryan Zarya, so we figured we can just run Echo Tracer and roll them.
I mean, the mobility that you guys showed there way fast was absolutely incredible. And you always were changing the eye level of the targets, and that was something that Volskaya and I were both very impressed with. And you getting around not only on the Reaper but also with the Tracer. I really wanted to commend you on your Tracer play. You were an absolute thorn in Delta's backside.
Yeah.
So hard quitting question for me. Do you guys feel any kind of extra added pressure being the only academy team here left in this season of Contenders trials? Do you guys feel any extra pressure that you have to get into Contenders proper?
I think this is me personally. I don't know about the other people, but for me, no matter what team I'm on, like I want to win Contenders, It doesn't matter if I don't care what I'm expected to do, I expect a lot from my team, and whether we are an academy team or just a normal group of friends, we will try just as hard.
I mean,
That is
you
awesome.
guys really showed up. Guys really showed up tonight.
Yeah.
Love the winning attitude. Congrats once again on the strong start here in trials for October. Hope it continues for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wayfast. Appreciate you joining us. And y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Lunaris versus 200 MS when we return. It's going to be an exciting one. I hope to see you on the other side of this break.
So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just what we're doing. Oh my god, it's huge! Oh no! Kill! Let's go!
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played, competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then two captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord, and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
Well, welcome back, my friends. We are here with series number 2 of our day 1 contenders trials for North America, and this is going to be a doozy. We have Lunaris going up against the newcomers 200 MS, an all-Korean roster playing in the North American region. We'll see how this works playing on the high ping, but Billy, there's some real pedigree behind this roster.
There is some serious pedigree coming out of this roster, as they have 3 members on this roster that come from WGS Phoenix and Korean Contenders, and they actually won season 1, tying with O2 Blast in the regular season and coming up 3rd after the playoffs. My goodness, there is some serious talent coming out here. And looking at Muse and Dobie playing together, there is a huge amount of synergy already between them. And then Volskaya and I did a little bit of research yesterday, and we ended up watching some streams of Felines on Sombra, and it's going to be a treat to see should they be able to bring that level of play out.
Yeah, even in just the ranked games we were watching, Felines is able to build up some wicked fast EMPs. I'm excited to see them in a competitive environment. On the other side, Lunaris only have 2 returning members from their previous roster, and that was Tree and
Bulby.
Of course, and Bulby. How could I forget? But they've picked up some real powerhouses from around the contender scene. They got Gunther coming in, picked up from Kratos a little while back. They've also picked up a couple players from Region.
Chopper.
They also got Lava on the bench from Region as well. But Chopper coming over from Region. Yeah, and they merged with Peter's LLC. So Lunaris fans, you have a lot to look forward to. At least that's what they told us on their team sheets.
Yeah, and Madero is joining from, I believe it was Old Man Strength in Open Division. That's the last time that we saw him. As far
also
as
played on Maryville Saints. Yeah,
and Maryville Saints. So nothing to shake a stick at there. So we're going to see some lights out battles going on tonight, but I'm really interested to see how the ping advantage is going to work in Lunaris' favor, or will, like we saw with Fielder, being able to process on 200 ping, will 200 MS be able to do the same thing?
Hence the name. It's what I've been looking forward to all week long. I'm excited to see this team in action. This should be a banger. I'm expecting to see more of the Winston Diva composition with the Reaper and the Sombra, especially with seeing Felines, kind of practicing and warming up on that Sombra. They're also going to have Finale rounding out that DPS role, picking up the Reaper or the Ash or whatever may be. You'll have Muse and Violetta in the tank department there for 200 MS, with Adobe and Vigilante keeping the team alive and standing.
Indeed, and we were watching Muse and Felines trying to work some synergy together in ranked matches, and boy, I mean, the follow-up that we saw finally coming through in the end, they really started running on the same page. So we'll see if that's worked so far as we go to Ilios. Getting a little bit of a test pause here, just to make
set
sure
maps this time around, so there's no loser pick in trials. We are starting off on Ilios, followed by Volskaya, then Numbani for your hybrid, and Dorado in Escort. So it's going to be Ruins starting things off as we head into our second series.
And what I'm expecting is more of what we have seen so far as our first series. I'm really looking to see the Winston Diva combination coming out, and like you said, running the Reaper Sombra to get extra damage going in there. So we'll see how they decide to aggress when they finally get these gates open. I mean, I'm just excited. I'm excited beyond all belief to be able to see what they're going to bring out the gate.
Yeah, Lunaris went 2-3 in September trials, hoping for a better performance this month, see if they can punch their ticket into Contenders proper for the month of October. As we are getting a slight pause, perhaps that 200 MS rearing its ugly head early. Hopeful for that team that it does not become a trend, as we got an early DC to start things off.
Yeah, and it looks like it's Vigilante that's going to be on the DC there, one of the healer duos. So we'll see when they can get set back up and back into our lobby. However, looking at what I'm seeing coming out from Lunaris, if they decide to stay with this, I think Choppa is going to be looking to maybe get an early pick on the Widow. I mean, I don't see them staying with that, and especially not with the Winston Diva that is being so prevalently shown in our matches on this patch. So, I mean, you might get one lucky pick and then go back to spawn and maybe bring out the Reaper.
And a slight correction there. We are going to get Violetta on the Diva with Vigilante in the... Okay, that's okay. No, I was right the first time. I was right the first time. I second guessed myself, Billy. That's a terrible thing. A terrible thing. All right, game 2 is underway. No real surprises outside of that Widowmaker. Can Chopper find the shots to get the value, make the pick worthwhile, because you are taking that Reaper off the front line. Early hack on to Violetta. But no real follow-up on that one. Chopper's going to hop down and getting a little SMG duel with Felines. Felines already 36 to that opening EMP. And 200 MS picking up first control. Lunaris trying to bounce back, working around coast side, and a boop on the finale, and he's able to teleport back onto safety, but Dobie cannot find such sanctuary and falls to the Tesla cannon. We're going to get a Coalescence thrown over the point. Try to assist with this retake. Lunaris coming back with style. Muse doesn't want that to happen. In true Korean fashion, the fight is always winnable, keeping that pressure there. The Primal Rage used, but does eventually fall once the ultimate wears out. Felines. No, it's Tree throwing out the first EMP. That's going to hack up Felines. Deny that one. Fortunately, they hadn't pressed the button. Not wasted. Still in the pocket. Vigilante's Coalescence, keeping the team topped off, and 200 MS will not be dislodged.
Absolutely not. And looking at Chopper on this Widowmaker, I think that you're losing the damage and the pressure that will be brought to bear from a Reaper. So, I mean, I haven't seen Chopper's name get into the kill feed very often here. I don't know if you're going to get necessarily the value that you're really hoping to get here. I think you've got to match them or pick up something else that's going to put a little bit more pressure onto the side of 200 MS.
Well, I was just going to say, one good shot can open this thing up, and Dobie goes down, 95% to sound barrier. Chopper does eventually fall. Muse looks to be winning the tank battle up front. Some excellent healing from Madero will keep Dobie in this fight. Felines with the EMP ready to go. There goes the EMP. That's going to find two, but Gunther, the smart man, keeps the team alive with that sound barrier. Bulby is now able to drop that Primal Rage to avoid disaster. Self-destruct in will not find anything but the mech of Greg. Bulby's able to take out their counterpart with that Primal Rage, circling around. Find Violetta as their next target. Demacked, deleted, there they go. Vigilante goes down. Lunaris picking up their first control on Ruins.
Yeah, and Chopper getting some good value out of the Widowmaker there, being able to get the sight lines to be able to take people down. And it was just a little bit of cleanup there. But still, you get the value out of it that you wanted. I still think that I would like to see the Reaper come out here, or maybe even a Tracer. Something with more value, maybe even a damage boosted Ash could be the ticket to what you need to see here. But we'll see how it goes into this next fight, because you've got 3 ultimates online if you are 200 MS.
But Tree does have that EMP, which goes off fights 3. Vigilante and Muse unaffected, able to drop their ultimates, stay in this bout as we're going close up and personal in the heart of Ruins. Muse finding a pair. Death Blossom comes out to clean up. And with 97% already picked up, 200 MS flip this point and take our opening round.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at felines on this Sombra, as we mentioned in the opening, EMPs are gained very quickly. The manual hacks, he doesn't necessarily wait in the flanks to get in onto the members of Lunaris. He is going in there and part of the front line and just getting manual hack after manual hacking and kiting away when the pressure gets too much. So I think that we are going to see now maybe this mirror matchup coming up from Lunaris. As you know, we did see Chopper show up into the kill feed, but it was when a fight was already won. And you know, you didn't see the entry frags that you want to see from a Widow, especially on Rune. So we'll see the mirror matchup coming out here, Volskaya, as they open the gates.
Yeah, Chopper picking up the Reaper. Lunaris working around to the far left-hand side, and we're going to get the fight inside the gazebo. Feline's already building up some great EMP charge as the overlapping bubbles favor 200 MS. They get the more aggressive posture and able to find the opening kill. Bulby goes down, and now Muse just free to hop into that backline, trying to pressure out that Reaper. No more Edgelord. Chopper goes down. Greg will get demeched, and 200 MS will pick up first control once again.
And once again, it's the synergy that was built between Muse and Felines there. Felines getting the manual hacks into Choppa and onto Bulby as well, and Muse hopping over them, using the jetpack to aggress behind them and just start laying in with the Testic Panda. So, I mean, they both have their ultimates almost online already. Vigilanting doing a massive amount of healing well. Madero's going to go ahead and lead with the Coalescence, however.
Trying to start things off. He's going to respond with the Primal Rage. EMP out, finds 4, including both supports. Both supports oh so low. Madero, how are you still alive? Same can't be said for Bulby and Chopper. Muse once again with a fantastic Primal Rage. I'm keeping a sharp eye on this Winston Billy. Muse is looking to be a tour de force on Ruins, or on Well.
On Well, I mean, either Ruins or Well right now. I mean, he's
correct.
showing out. Looking at Tree, though, Tree does have first EMP available going into this next fight. Do you lead in with Gunther's sound barrier? I think
Now that
Tree,
yeah. Now that Feline's EMP has been spent, that is absolutely an option. Dobie's sound barrier coming online now. Can he avoid the hack? He does. And both support ults coming out. Finale gonna throw down that Death Blossom, take Gunther out of the fight. Follows it up with a nice kill onto Bulby. Shotgun finding the giant head of the scientist. Falls up with a third. Dobie able to pick up a kill, and 200 MS able to hold on.
And look at the stagger onto Greg right now, just denying the remake. I mean, they got to take him out. There it is. Vigilante at the last second, getting the kill there. I mean, 83%. You've got self-destruct in the bank. Felines has almost another EMP online. Choppa might be able to do something about this with the Death Blossom.
Gunther and Bulby need to be the heroes for Lunaris right now. Felines stalking, looking for this EMP, ready to go. Here's Tree uncloaked behind him. Is just going to settle for the manual hack to start things off. So you think it's delete the Sombra? They do. Now Coalescence out from Madero to try to push on to the point with the remaining 5 members. Greg throwing the self-destruct over the top, but the EMP is there. That will find 3. Chopper's going to throw it on Death Blossom and pick up 1, but it's not going to be enough. Muse and Felines combining for kills. Finale able to take out the counterpart. Just hanging out on the precipice of the point, not allowing any members of Lunaris to touch. 200 MS pick up their first map win in Contenders Trials.
Yeah, I mean, that is just some absolute coordination coming out from 200 MS. And as we said in the beginning, I mentioned the synergy that we saw being built between Muse and Felines. Every time Felines is getting a hack, Muse is diving in there and taking care of business. And it is a beautiful, beautiful thing to see Volskaya in such coordination. And man, I mean, even Finale on this Reaper, not to be undone. So, I mean, this is going to be either a very quick night or, we'll see if Lunaris can come back and take care of business going into our next match, which I believe is going to be Volskaya Industries.
Well, we saw it in our last series. Delta Phoenix picked up the first map win, but Uprising Academy were able to take it from there once you got into the more organized, objective-based game modes. Will the same thing happen to 200 MS? Is it just a fluke on Control? Control has its own chaotic aspects that can favor certain play styles, and 200 MS's aggression certainly fits the bill in that regard. But Man, they were looking very coordinated indeed. Back to your original point, and still Muse's Winston outstanding throughout that opening map. I'm looking for more of that. 200MS want to carry that momentum forward and continue to find map wins.
And I think that Tree on the Sombra for Lunaris was sort of matching what Felines was doing as far as EMP charge.
He was keeping close.
He was keeping close. And I have to mention, Tree is also 13 years old.
But close is that, I mean, that 10% can be the difference maker. And Felines going to build those ults up real fast. It feels like Tree was always chasing. Heading into Volskaya. Are we going to see the same compositions? Do we see an Ashe or another hit scan, perhaps even an Echo come out to help control the high ground? Or will our teams stick with this current hybrid composition?
I think that if you're looking at Muse right now, I mean, Muse and Violetta absolutely owning any high ground that they could find, and they were going in tandem. I mean, Felines is leading the way. Muse and Violetta are focusing in on the hack targets and denying them escapability. So I think that if you are Lunaris, maybe damage boosting an Ashe and really contesting the high ground, getting that damage boost in, I think that could be a really good way to go. But I mean, it looks like they're going to go ahead and bring the mirror on the defense again. And I mean, they're going to have answers for Felines. They're going to have to either find the translocator so that the kiting's not available, or they're going to have to get a manual hack in onto Felines and really punish him down quickly. Otherwise, it's just going to be wash, Winston, repeat.
Wash, Winston, repeat. That's I like it. We're going with that from now on. The gates are open. 200 MS on the attack. Let's see what they can do. Felines already just laying down the SMG fire, starting to build up to that all-important ultimate already. The rest of 200 MS going to circle around to this high ground, look for an opportunity to engage.
Yeah, and I mean, I love the rotation coming from here. You puts them all in your line of sight. You're firing down, and there's always a bit of a mental superiority complex as you have the high ground, and you're just raining in damage down. There's nothing you can do about it.
Look at the sneaky move from Finale coming around the other side. Good catch from Lunaris. Not getting caught up, but Madero does eventually fall. Getting pounced on, getting focused down. And without the Moira, look at these health bars. They're not going anywhere. They're oh so low. They're relying on AoE healing from Gunther to try to get the team back up and ready to fight. But Finale, they're going to deny any of that. The pair of shotguns landing true. Point A picked up for 200 MS.
Yeah, and I mean, it began with Finale on the flank, getting a little bit of a sneaky sneak going on, and really popping up behind them. Also, looking at Felines, EMP ready to go into this fight. Violetta doesn't have the self-destruct, so I think that's one little bit of win that you got going on there. But Finale goes down early to Greg.
They're still going to drop the EMP. Sound barrier there, though. Once again, Gunther managed to stay out of range of that EMP. Uses Primal will send him way into the icy waters of Volskaya. Now turning their attention on to Greg. Greg is demeched. Deleted back to spawn you go. Only a couple of members remaining for Lunaris' defense, and the progress starting to come through. 60% in, counting on the board as Lunaris braces themselves for a retake. Coalescence out to initiate that, but Nobi, sound barrier ready to go. Tree, not even close to an EMP. Felines does go down. Finale throws the Death Blossom in to see if it'll be enough to help clean up this fight. 2 ticks of permanent progress picked up. 91% on the board. Self-destruct, or excuse me, we're gonna get the Death Blossom in from the other side. Oh, and it finds 2. Greg and Bulby finally stabilize. Lunaris hanging on by a thread.
But it was expensive. Oh my goodness, Volskaya, that was expensive. And the only saving grace coming into this next fight, if you were Lunaris, is that Tree has the EMP almost online. I mean, it's gonna be online by the time they start to aggress on the point. And you have got nothing in the bank except for Vigilante. Maybe be able to start this fight with the Coalescence, but we know how fast Felines is able to generate this EMP.
He used it last fight. He's already 78% to another one. Same story with Muse and the Primal Rage. Early EMP out from the defense, but nothing really coming of it. Not enough follow through. 200 MS circling around left-hand side from the attacker's point of view and making their way onto the objective. Muse throws down that Primal Mage, but Felines goes down. Huge play Though Madero tossed into the icy waters, Coalescence burning in their hands. Will the removal of the healers be the ticket for 200ms to pick up this final tick? Gunther's gonna fall. Greg D mech'd back to spawn you go. Tree returning on the Doomfist just to try to find a pick, try to find some room for this defense to work, but 200 MS not giving up any of it. Felines returns to the fight, EMP in hand, out, ready to go. Self-destruct over the top, trying to buy the space, buy that last bit of percentage needed, and they pick it up with 329 left in the bank.
Man, that is, I mean, I thought it was honestly going to be a lot faster than that. I mean, they had the ultimates. Tree did pop a massive EMP to really stall the progress and the capture of the point, but 2 ticks had already been gained by the time that EMP came out. Bullskunk, and they only had to gain 1 more point, and Muse almost generating the Primal Rage as fast as Felines is getting EMP. Are you kidding me? There was almost a 3rd EMP online in that 2-fight span.
Oh, phenomenal push from 200 MS. And it looked like a touch of disconnect from Lunaris. Perhaps this new roster not quite finding their synergy just yet. The EMP, not a whole lot of follow-up. I mean, you've got to at least take down 1 member. You know, you get the hacks of the whole team. You deny their cooldowns. You deny their ultimates. You've got to find the kills.
Indeed, and I mean, Tree was getting, you know, pretty good value out of the EMPs there on the defense as well, Bullskunk. I mean, he was getting 3 men, I think he got a 3 and a 4, and the follow-up just wasn't there. I don't know if it's a communication issue. I don't know if it's pressing Q without having the team set up to go in behind it, but that's got to tighten up. Otherwise, this is going to be a very quick attack phase for them.
Well, 200 MS, I mean, they're all within hand-holding distance the entire time through that, doing a wonderful job of protecting each other. Cooldowns or no.
I'm really liking Vigilante on this Mortar too. I haven't paid much attention other than Dobby on the Lucio, but man, Vigilante is putting out a Spartan amount of healing going in through this.
And I mean, just every little detail. You can see Felines at the start, up on top of the Hall of Fame, just building up that extra ult charge. Look at the comparison. Felines more than doubling Tree's EMP charge right now.
50%?
Yeah, already. Lunaris circling around in this high ground. They do have 200 MS below in their sights. Could be positioning that makes the difference. They got to overcome this excellent teamwork in Felines on the Sombra.
Yeah,
Pushing in. Go ahead.
No, Finale dropping super low there. And, you know, the healing, once again, Dobby being able to amp up the heals, Vigilante throwing out the orb to him. I mean, there's the EMP game. You pop it down and then fight.
Oh, it's 4 down. Madero, one of the only ones left standing. Gunther immediately goes down. That Coalescence not enough to thwart the EMP. Muse goes down just as Primal Rage comes online. Could be a window of opportunity for Lunaris to make something work, but no. Violetta has other plans and says otherwise. Go back to spawn. I need my Winston back.
And I mean, that's a clean fight win there at EMP once again. Is the fight-winning ultimate that we love. It's the most, I think it's the most powerful ultimate in the entire game at this moment. What you're going to have to look for is Dobby going to be able to defend against Tree's EMP? Is he going to be able to be in the right position? I think that Tree is looking for him at this moment, and it's going to pop it once he has the ability.
There we go. EMP out. 5-3, but Dobby gets the sound barrier off. Muse does not get the extra shield, and can they burn him down? No, EMP wears off. Primal Rage is out. Manual hack, but he's still got 600 plus health. Forces Tree out of the fight. Gunther's going to use a sound barrier aggressively, hoping the music will be the driving force to help pick up this point. But they got to deal with Finale. Hacked out of the Death Wall. Some excellent play from Tree to shut that down, but Finale still finds Gunther at the end. Self-destruct out over the top. Oh, Violetta drops. Cannot get back in mech, but does find the kill onto Bulby in the process. Muse able to pick up 1, and now it's just a lone diva left on this point. Madero trying to return to the fight, but not in time.
Whew, there is a lot to digest there, Bullskunk, as we saw a never say die attitude come from both teams, and that was a really expensive fight coming from Lunaris. They ended up using 5 ultimates and still not able to get a permanent point of progress, and Felines is going to be able to deny another fight win with a EMP online. Vigilante is getting these coalescences almost as fast as Feline right now, and that's going to be a point of contention that they're going to have to be able to contend with.
Yeah, I think knowing this, Lunaris aren't going to try to push up through the high ground. Big EMP is going to find 4. Vigilante uses that coalescence, but it's a 5-man EMP from the other side. Everybody's hacked. Let's see who can win in the neutral. 2 kills for Lunaris. Greg does get demeched, and they still have Muse with a Primal Rage to contend with. Can 200 MS hold on despite being down in reinforcements? Gunther eventually gets the final blow. Lunaris will eventually pick up point A.
I mean, I don't know if they're maybe because there's still the recontestability from 200 MS. Are they going to let it go? Or are they going to touch last second? I think they might be touching last second.
Yeah, that's what I think I've learned already. You can't ever count this team out of a fight. They are certainly going to come back in. Muse picking up the Wrecking Ball just to get back into the battle in time. Felines takes down the opposing Sombra. That could be disastrous for Lunaris' attack. That means Felines is going to get this EMP first. We'll be using the Primal Rage to try to buy time, try to buy space for Lunaris to work with. Felines drops a massive EMP yet again. The follow-up is there. Finale and Muse capitalizing on the large and in-charge ultimate from Felines. Death Blossom thrown over the top. There's just too much damage for Lunaris to contend with. 200 MS stand victorious in the snowy Volskaya.
I mean, what an important soft reset. And just waiting until the last possible moment, Bullskunk. And then they dropped down. They built enough time for Felines to get the EMP online, and it was all over from there. But from that map right there, Vigilante with the healing coming out from the Moira, just keeping everybody up, my friend. That was some beautiful teamwork.
Excellent teamwork indeed. 200 MS on match point. Can they close us out? We'll find out on Numbani when we return.
So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just oh my god, it's huge! Oh, no! Kill! Let's go!
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played. Competitively.
I need help. I'm with you. Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then 2 captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord, and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
lay down the shatter. Let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%.
Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly.
Oh!
And asking!
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
Impact, se escucha de abajo gritar campeón a Star Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go. Figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting till it's for sure lost. Winnable!
Welcome back, my friends. We are here in day one of Contenders Trial North America. 200 MS up 2-0 against Lunaris and headed into Numbani for map number 3. Can they close this out with a clean sweep? But before we get into that, let's take a look around Group A. Contenders Trials divided into 2 groups. Top 2 from each group will move on to Contenders proper. And off stream, we had Odyssey taking the 3-0 win over Karasuno, starting their week off strong, hoping they can punch their ticket into the minor leagues.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's a very interesting proposal going into our last map of Numbani here, Volskaya.
Indeed. I mean, 200 MS, our new team, all-Korean roster, and despite playing on high ping, you wouldn't be able to tell. Oh my goodness, their coordination has been spectacular and a joy to watch. Lunaris piecing together a little bit of a new squad coming into the October series of trials and struggling a little bit to find their coordination, though we did see some bright spots. I saw some excellent ult tracking. They were able to take Muse out just before they got Primal Rage at one point there on Volskaya. Killed Feline just before EMP came online. So you see the potential in Lunaris. They just need to pull it together ever so slightly, just tighten up just a little bit. And I think they've got a real contention to get that goose egg out of their map score.
Absolutely, and as we look at the defense being set up here, we do see Boldy and Greg sticking with the Winston Diva, but we do have Choppa going over to the Ashe, going to have a damage boost from Gunther, and then Tree bringing out the Echo. We saw what happened with Echo in our last match with Tap, and let's see if Tree, the youngster, can duplicate what Tap did in their last match.
As we heard from our fantastic interview, the Echo particularly good against the Reinhardt and the Zarya. We'll see if Tree can find the value onto the Diva Winston defense. Or excuse me, on the Diva Winston attack that 200 MS is bringing. We're just kind of staging. It's going to be Violetta flying to the side, trying to clear off that high ground. Needs a lot of damage in the process. A big anti-nade onto Finale. It's going to force him, well, to play it safe for a minute. Lunaris falls back, gets their health back, and they're going to jump back into this fight. Greg finding a pair of kills in that return. Bit of a burn down from Tree, who's able to pick up a pair of their own. And defense hanging on, but they did give up 1 tick already.
They did give up the tick, and I think that they pursued the kills that they needed to get, and then went and gave their attention back to the point there. And Tree picking up duplicate already in the first team fight. That's some good ultimate economy if I ever saw myself. Feline, so not necessarily the same amount of impact there. I think the Tree is trying to spy out for where he's coming out and trying to deny the hacks coming from him.
Yeah, Finale and Feline's definitely looking a little behind in the ult charge. We'll see if the second attack favors any better. Tree duplicates the Sombra, but not able to get that EMP off. Vigilante does find a pair of kills with the Coalescence. Lunaris doing a great job of kiting back, but unfortunately for them, they are not able to survive. 200 MS picking up first point.
I mean, I have to ask myself right now, Bull Skunk, was Vigilante just and company just taking that massive amount of damage to get the Coalescence online and then just be able to lay into them taking them to the streets phase and pushing into them with a massive amount of pressure. And look at the ultimate charges going up now. I mean, Felines finale, Muse almost on board with a Primal Rage. Vigilante already 60% to another Coalescence, and it's just one fight ago.
With the cart rounding the final corner, I don't believe there's time for a recontest. I say that, Bulby goes ahead and hops in way deep by Rhino. Yeah, you're in a dangerous spot, bud. There's nobody there to support you. Again, maybe a little bit of miscommunication as Bulby goes down, and the cart continues to roll forward. Does have a little bit of ways to go. It was just running green bus there a second ago, so it's perhaps still time, but with Bulby out of the picture, I think there's certainly no chance. Does have that Primal Rage if they choose to re-engage.
Yeah, you've also got the EMP from V-Line right there. Picks up 2, does not get the Bulby in the fact that you also have the Bob that was also not picked up in the middle of that. So there's the contestation coming from the Bob, pressing the back. Finale kicking up 2!
Yeah,
Woo!
and the Bob missed the point, so not holding back the payload at all. Continues to just roll on forward. Use with the Primal Rage to help clean up. A little bit of a late contest, but it's only to stall for a couple of seconds.
I mean, you've got Sound Barrier and Self-Destruct going into this next fight for 200 MS. Greg will have one available of their own. However, Tree has gone ahead and abandoned Echo and is now bringing out the Sombra. I think that you've got to do that. You've got to mirror it in this meta that we're seeing showing up here. I mean, can you bring out the Self-Destruct Barrier? Is it going to do anything really to help them stabilize?
Volby bringing out the Reinhardt, but it doesn't last long. Feline is able to burn him down with some nice headshots. Already 90% towards another EMP. 4 minutes on the clock, and this is just looking all 200 MS. Chopper swapping over to a Widowmaker here in the final seconds. Finale immediately sends him right back to spawn. Try again. Self-destruct out, but Greg can't even get back in mech. A beautiful bubble to protect Violetta as they're able to find that kill, and they just walk this thing home. Massive time bank for 200 MS.
I mean, we're on series point here, Bullskunk, and that was disgustingly fast. I don't think that once, that Lunaris initially stopped them on point A, they never really had a chance to set their feet. I think that, in that moment, you need to have some kind of a full-on hard reset to be able to face this team head on, because it just seemed like they were staggering themselves out. They go out in 4v6, sometimes 5v6, and you think that you could keep the pressure up, you can keep pressing into them. But Felines is hacking people with impunity right now. And Finale and Muse are just cleaning up the act every time it happens. And I mean, we saw it with the charge that was coming out from the EMP for Felines. I mean, just didn't have the staying power.
None whatsoever. Felines, gonna be a star all week long. I can feel it in my bones, Billy. I am just having the time of my life watching this Somber player go to work. Muse on the Winston as well.
Yeah, I'm really digging the Winston play coming out of Muse. You and I were talking about that. We were watching the Twitch stream of Felines, and I mean, the communication between the two, that's the other thing. They were communicating so much, and I think that they absolutely are calling out hack targets, and the focus fire coming in is just unbearable right now for Lunaris.
200 MS setting up on top of Hotel. Getting a bit of an interesting composition from Lunaris as they're bringing out Genji Doomfist, Bulby on the Winston, and Greg on the Reinhardt. So looking for some insta-kill potential as the Doomfist goes in, able to get a nice seismic down, but Greg falls early. Chopper is able to pick up one, but still a one-man advantage for 200 MS on the defense. And they're showing no signs of slowing down. This aggression, this coordination has been too much for Lunaris to handle so far. I don't know if this odd composition will overcome that.
But I still like the creativity and the willingness to go against what they've been facing so far. Really trying to bring something different out. Not there's the entry kill. Chopper taking that Finale on the Reaper.
He's going to pop Primal Rage in response. Trying to chase down the Rhino Arc. Can he get him off the side? He does! Bye-bye, Greg. We'll see you next time. He goes flying off. Meanwhile, the rest of Lunaris trying to push on the objective. Chopper's going to pull out that katana. Goes and slicing and dicing, but Dobie's got the sound barrier right there ready for it. Muse all over that Genji. We talked about it before. Winston just a direct counter to the Cyber Ninja. Volby able to pick up one, and Tree's going to demech Violetta. So a slight opportunity as the chaos created from Lunaris finally coming to fruition. Volby's Primal Rage might just be enough with Gunther's sound barrier to pick up point A.
Yeah, but the healing's still coming through from Vigilante. I don't know if they're going to take this fight or not. Finale might be able to get in behind, but oh my goodness, Chopper was absolutely ready for that teleport and deflects and just absolutely disgustingly takes him out.
Bubble blocks the Earth Shatter. As both tanks are very low from 200 MS, both taken down, and that is point A picked up. Hey, I'm eating my words here, Billy, and I'm happy to do so. Lunaris proven me wrong, finding the answer, at least for point A.
Absolutely, and Tree, getting a lot of good value, just diving in and kiting out, and really just making a nuisance of himself on the Doomfist and Choppa. I mean, he knew Finale was going to try and get in behind him. He did a little bit of a dash up to the top, or to the high ground, got the deflect out, and dashed through him, and it was all she wrote.
200 MS circling around by Rhino. Death Blossom ready to go. Coalescence as well. Volby making the swap over to the Wrecking Ball, comes in deep. Death Blossom is used to help clean out the store. Coalescence used as on top of that. No kills coming through, but a lot of damage done. Tree's going to go ahead and drop that Meteor Strike in hopes to find a kill, but cannot find anything. Does eventually land the right hook onto Dobie. Trying to open this thing up. Is chased out by Finale, and Muse finishes off Chopper with the Primal Rage. The blade fallen on nothing. 1-man advantage for the attackers, and mines come out over the back of point B. Self-destruct thrown over the top to help clear the space. Lunaris looking in control of this fight with a pair of kills from Tree.
Absolutely, and I think that it's the speed that we saw coming out from Volby there. He's getting into the back line of 200 MS, and they're not being able to sit back there and heal, and speed boost with impunity. And Choppa, getting dash resets and being able to provide that constant rate of fire into what 200 MS is trying to do. So there's a bit of a difference that we're seeing here from Lunaris, and I'm liking the changes. I'm liking the unpredictability of it.
EMP for this fight. Sound barrier on the other side. Coalescence to start things off from 200 MS defense. Then Muse finds the opening pick. The thorns or the giant fist in their side has been removed. Finale with the swap on that. Tracer is going to pick up the kill out of Chopper. Coalescence from the attackers trying to make the difference, but there's no more damage dealers left standing for Lunaris. And the defense of 200 MS will eventually overcome and hold on for another fight.
I don't know if I would have done that self-destruct there from Greg. I mean, he was obviously surrounded. I don't know if you try to remech yourself at that point, Bullskunk. I think you hold on to it and save it for a final corner push. You're probably going to want that one back in your pocket there, Greg. But looking at what the defense has to offer, we're going to look at another EMP. It sounds like that's on loop all night. Felines with another EMP. Finale will be able to get some nuisance factor with this pulse bomb. I want to see where they go with it.
Excellent discipline from 200 MS. They've got full 6 stack to work with this next fight. Give me Coalescence to start things off. Felines just cleaning out some mines, just getting rid of the trash, make sure and sweep up the streets of Numbani. Looks like Lunaris kind of stalling out a little bit, waiting for an opening, but there's none to be found as they sit around. Finale goes in and lands a great pulse bomb with Tree gone. There's no hope of Lunaris pressing this attack.
Did anybody tell us that Finale was a really great Tracer player too? Because he's been showing us the Reaper all night, and I think that they decided to show another layer of the onion that is 200 MS, and peeling it back, we reveal not only a really good Tracer player, but already 50% to the next pulse bomb. That last fight was very economical for them.
Oh, only 2 ultimates used in Coalescence and that Pulse Bomb. Greg swapping over to the Roadhog. Trying to see if they can just adding up on that insta-pick potential. We've got 2 support ults and a Blade ready to go for Lunaris. Can they overcome? Feline's trying to drop that EMP, but I just got nothing out of it. But we got stunned out of that by the Fist of Tree. Chopper drops the Blade in, and both supports gone. Feline's chopped in half, and now Lunaris finding a little bit of momentum with 95 seconds on the clock.
I mean, there's going to be a last-minute push here. Finale in the backline. What are you doing back there? I mean, you're obviously going to be able to get into them and drop the pulse bomb, but you've got stuff to work with here. You've got ultimates to work with here. Violetta does have the self-destruct. Leading out with the Coalescence, though, that might be the ticket to stopping this push.
Yeah, Finale was thwarted on his flank, but meanwhile, in the front line, Muse and Violetta picking up the kills. That's a second one for Violetta and a second one for Muse. Both supports missing for Lunaris, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board with 60 seconds left.
They do have some work to do here, but they have ultimates that will be able to get them in there and really start to scrap it out with 200 MS. I think that, you know, you go in there, you get the mines going. Whole hog, I mean, you got to watch it not be backed out of it, honestly. Feline's going to have to be very careful with this. Look at that. 1v1ing a Doom, getting the hack, and gone. Bye-bye.
Just stalking Tree. Tree never had a chance. I mean, once you're a Doomfist, all you've got is whisk cannons. It's so tough to get anything done, especially against a top-tier Sombra like Felines. There's a lot of CC ults available. I mean, with Mines and Whole Hog, you got a lot of area denial from Lunaris. Let's see if they can make work of it.
I mean, but Violetta's going to have pretty much a free self-destruct.
Here come the Mines over the point. Dwindling seconds. Match point for 200 MS. All they have to do is hang on for one more fight, and they will complete the clean sweep. And there's 2 opening kills. A strong start. Self-destruct over the top is going to find one as well. Half of the attackers missing. Is there anybody left to touch? No! 200 MS. Hitting the Contenders trial scene with absolute dominance and a tour de force. They complete the 3-0 sweep to start things off in day 1.
I mean, that's a thunderclap to the rest of Contenders Trials NA. That is a thunderclap from the heavens. They have shown up in force, en masse, and absolutely taking it to Lunaris. Lunaris never really looked to have their feet set. Choppa bringing out his signature Genji and getting some very good value out of the Blades, but just not enough against Felines and company. Felines has to be the star of this match. The manual hacks, the EMPs, the ability to kite, the ability to also duel outside of that. I mean, just a tour de force, as you said. Felines, my personal star of the match.
Absolutely. I mean, Muse can't be denied either. I'll be looking forward to watching more of the entirety of 200 MS as Contenders Trials North America continues through the week. We're only on day 1 of 5. There's still plenty of more Overwatch to be had throughout this week. Well, we're going to take a short break. We're going to return with an interview from the victors. Y'all stick around. I can't wait to hear what they have to say. Welcome back, my friends. We are here with Muse, the main tank player of 200 MS. Thank you so much for joining us, Muse.
Wow. Hello.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you so much.
I want to start asking, how do you like playing in North America Contenders?
I think it's more easier than Korea Contenders. Just practice something and just play easy.
Yeah. Just stick with one thing and do it the best.
Speaking of sticking with one thing, how do you like playing with felines? Is it easy?
Help me.
Oh, did you say asking about playing with felines?
Yes.
Yeah, so felines and Muse have been playing together for a while in comp, and they've been teammates for about the last month and a half. I think for them playing a lot of scrims on NA, they learned a lot of synergy in playing on the ping. Like, it's a huge difference, and them just playing together a lot. Like, they seem to figure it out already. So their synergy's that's really good. They've been practicing a lot together and putting in a lot of work, and it showed today in this match.
We could not tell that you were playing on high ping. It was not noticeable. So that's a big compliment to your teamwork. It was so good today. If we didn't tell the viewers, they would not know that you were playing on a 200 ping. Now, how do you expect to perform through the rest of trials? Is there any team you're looking forward to playing, or any team you think will give a big challenge?
In trial team?
Yes, sir.
Odyssey?
Oh, yes. They won 3-0 today. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be looking forward to that matchup. So
yeah.
Congratulations, Muse. Once again, thank you so much for joining us for the interview. It's a pleasure watching your Winston.
Thank you so much in my interview.
Yes, sir. 감사합니다. Oh man, what a joy! Big shout out to forgive me, is SZNS. We call him
Seasons. Yeah,
Seasons. Thank you, Seasons, for helping us out with the interview as well.
No problem, guys. Thank you.
All right, and that is going to conclude our matches for today. 200 MS with a 3-0 clean sweep over Lunaris, starting Trials week off very strong. But we'll have more NA Contenders Trials all week long right here on Elo Hell. Big shout out to our observer, Juke. Really appreciate the work today, and our awesome producer, Vinicius. Special thanks to Elo Hell for bringing us on. It's been a blast getting to cast these matches for you today.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting start to my Contenders Trials career, and I couldn't have been happier, especially with the thunderclap that was 200 MS. I am going to be glued to my screen watching them progress.
All right, well, I hope to see all you back here tomorrow with more NA Trials. Thank you so much, my friends, for hanging out with us. Until next time, y'all remember to look out for each other in game and out, and we'll see you around.
Bye, guys. Love y'all.
Uprising Academy, they lay down the shatter, let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%.
Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly.
Oh,
and asking.
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
Impact se escucha debajo gritar campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We've got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go. Figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting until it's for sure lost. Winnable!